Let's get into our card, eh? Let's get into our. So, as Jackson mentioned earlier, he had the wonderful idea of creating a card of people who aren't booked. It's not going to be like UFC 300 because we've kind of already done that, and I don't know, just don't.
Yeah, we had a rough prediction.
We did.
I mean, I may have taken the piss a little bit, but
A little bit.
Memory, I wasn't in the best place.
You're a bit fucked.
But yeah, what
we're
have we
going to
got
say
here?
301.
Yeah, UFC 301.
So they're going to want to come out of 300, which is going to be a huge card with a good, very good card. You know,
Yep.
settle back into the normality, and we've designed what we think is the best card right now of people who are not booked, who maybe need a little bit longer than UFC 300, and
we're just hoping that they don't get booked.
Yeah, basically.
On 300.
Imagine this happens. This exact card happens.
This exact card happens, then I think we would get hired.
Yeah,
in
for
some facility.
This is a good card, man.
It
And
is a
like,
good card.
I want to get these guys hyped. This is a really good card. Like, this is something special.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's one that has been made by the fans for the fans, really, isn't it? It's fights that people want to see, which isn't always the fights that we get. Like we've talked about many times, a lot of the times the fights that we get are to get pawns into different places and kind of shift people around and do this, that, and whatever. But every now and then, fight comes out of the woodwork, and it's just, ooh, who's that? What's he doing?
I know what you mean.
He's fighting.
Saying that though,
What?
this
They're
card
fighting for what belt?
the
bump?
the BAM. But no, like saying that, this card holds a lot of weight though. Like some of the fighters that
There is only
we
one
put on,
heavyweight fight on it.
There is. So, but still a lot of
It
guys
doesn't
there.
hold that
Imagine
much
them all
weight.
on one scale.
Oh yeah.
Just saying. No, but there's a lot of
lot of weight.
potential stuff that could happen from this card. It's all leading to something. You know, we're playing matchmaker and we're thinking about the future, Dana.
We
So
are.
give us a job. Do you
look
want to
ahead.
kick into it?
Oh.
What are you thinking?
I'd love to. So first of all, we've got a bit of a test for someone. But I'm gonna have to announce the red corner first because you know that's the way that they do it. So Edson Barboza kicking things off. Against Diego Lopez, a guy that we have talked about a little bit on the show before. Shout out to Dylan.
Shout out Dylan.
He'd be loving this.
We know that he doesn't watch it now because he never mentioned that.
But yeah, shout out Dylan.
Yeah, cheers, Dylan.
Shout out Dylan, I guess.
Cheers, Dylan.
Yeah, anyway. So Diego Lopez versus Edson Barboza. Someone that we really want to see move into those higher echelons of the division. Diego Lopez, I should specify. And Edson Barboza is the perfect fight to push him up there.
I think so. Moving on. So yeah. I honestly, yeah. Like the logic behind this would be, you know, Edson said at 11, he's maybe not in the peak of his career, but he's still got a lot of gas left in the tank. He's very dangerous on the feet, obviously.
He's got really nice legs.
He does. Beautiful legs. His calves. Oh.
Edson, he's a very dangerous guy on the feet.
He is.
So he's got some great striking techniques, especially with those leg kicks, and then eventually switching those leg kicks up to then go to the body or
to the head.
To the head. So he's a very dangerous kickboxer, but also isn't too bad on the ground. Like
he's got good takedown defense.
Yeah, he's well versed in getting back to his feet as well, I think.
Yeah, he is.
So it would be a good test for someone like Diego Lopez, who has proven that he can get people out of there quickly, and kind of doing it with ease. So someone like Edson would be a good test. He's been in there with the best of the best, for a very long time now. So to fight an up and coming hungry guy would be fiery fight.
He's kind of like a bit of a gatekeeper now.
Yeah,
like that's his position in the division.
Kind of like the top 10.
Yeah, top 10 gatekeeper because he's number 11. He's probably a bit old to mount another title push.
Yeah.
He's not retired yet, but he's probably on his last 2 or 3 fights. Diego Lopez is someone they want to build up. If he wins this fight, then he can definitely look at a top 7, top 5 kind of guy, you know. And then we're starting to lead into, you know, title contention at that point.
Yeah. And I like that because that's when they normally start to get a bit of momentum and they start to call for names. You know, they don't start to call for numbers anymore. It's not I want someone in the top 15. It's I want so and so. I want this person.
Conor
want
McGregor,
you.
you're taking everything. I work for, motherfucker.
Yeah,
In a Brazilian accent.
yeah, that's right.
No, yeah, 100%. Great fight, and then we'll see if he can do what he's done to other guys against someone that good.
Yeah,
Because he's been steamrolling people in his last couple fights.
Yeah.
I don't think he can do that to Barboza. Like,
No.
what happens if he can't take him down? What if
it would be a real test of durability, I think, for Diego Lopez, and seeing
He's going to get hit for sure.
Yeah, he's going to get hit. He might not have luck from his first one or two attempts to finish this guy, you know, whether it be through TKO or knockout or submission. It's not going to happen just like that, like he's seen in other fights, because Edson has been in there, like I've said just before, with the best of the best. He's been tested, he's been hurt, and he's come back from those things to eventually be a victor in a lot of these cases, and had a very successful career.
He has. That's an exciting fight. Very, very much is. Yeah. Should we go next up?
Shall we go?
Should we get out?
Yeah, let's just get out of here.
I might head off, honestly.
Yeah.
There's not much to talk about. See you guys. Might have a nap, actually.
So Sergey Pavlovich versus Cyril
Gaines.
Sergey Pavlovich versus Cyril Gaines. Damn straight.
Sergey Pavlova versus serial killer.
Serial killer.
No, yeah. Sergey Pavlovich, number one contender against Cyril Gane, Sugar Cane. Great fight.
David Bain.
This would determine who's going to fight for the title next.
Yep.
Whether it's going to be a rematch. You know, these guys could even fight for the interim.
Yeah.
Against Tom.
No, you're right.
Make a double interim. Make another interim.
An interim.
Interim.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Interim.
We haven't really said much. This is a good fight. This is two really good strikers.
Just played around with their names for the last 2 minutes.
What are we talking about? No, this would be a sick fight, honestly. You've got the heavy hands of Pavlovich. You can put anyone out at any moment. You've got the technical striking and the loose footwork and head movement of Cyril Gane, who can pose their threat first and who can take control of this fight would be interesting. And then it really does set up for either a rematch against, what's his name? Tom Holland?
Tom
Aspinall. Or Gane versus Aspinall, which is a great fight. That would be an awesome fight.
Yeah. No, it would be. You're taking John Jones completely out of the picture here.
I am, because...
So you're just assuming that he is definitely retiring after the...
I think he is. I mean, we'll have to wait and see, right? But...
Yeah. I'm not saying anything. So, okay. Yeah, I like that. Well, the thing is Gane has just... His last fight was a loss
he did
to
lose.
John Jones for the undisputed heavyweight title.
Mm.
And Pavlovich, obviously, a couple of weeks ago, losing to Tom Aspinall for the interim heavyweight title. So both coming off title losses.
Yep.
And we're saying we want to see them up against each other to see who is the next contender. And I think the guy who loses that fight can be someone that you see, you know, still sitting around 4th or 5th in the rankings, who is going to fight the next up and coming guy. So
it's just a fun fight, really.
Yeah.
And it does determine a lot.
It opens up the heavyweight division with a little bit, I guess, for at least as much as you can, with having the belts locked up for now and not really knowing
what's going to happen.
What's happening with the top of that division.
It keeps it moving, and you know, it gives us a bit of an idea of you know, maybe who should be in for that title next after it's all figured out.
How is the landscape looking?
And it's just a good fight. Two big guys, two strikers. You know, they're not going to take each other down. Someone's probably going to get finished.
Look, we have kind of seen another version of this before, Cyril Gane versus Derek Lewis, and it was a bit of a snore fest.
Exactly.
But will he have learnt from that? I mean, we've seen Cyril now fight someone like Taito Ivasa, who you could say is, again, a bit of the same. He's a bit of a Derek Lewis, Sergey
He did
Pavlovich
dominate
guy.
Derek Lewis, though, and he did finish him.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just like, you know, it wasn't exciting. He didn't kind of get in and engage like in full contact. Like there wasn't a risk factor to it. Like when you look at the Cyril Gane versus Taito Ivasa fight, holy crap.
Got clipped.
He got clipped. He was almost he was out at one point. And then he turned it around, came back, and
he just proved that he was better.
Wore him out. Yeah, he did. And we all knew that.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it was just a factor of, and it's the same factor now. if you get hit, you go out. You know,
Yeah.
if you get hit clean by someone like Sergey Pavlovich or
Yeah.
Tai Tuivasa, you're out cold.
For sure.
You're waking up and you're like, where am I? You know?
And he's another guy that, like, look, we know that Cyril is technically better. Like, he just is. Like, I think Cyril's the best technical striker in the division. But if he gets clipped, which he can be, you know, he's going to go to bed.
Yeah, you say that like that he is the best technical striker in the division, and that is why I want to see him versus Tom Aspinall.
Yeah, same. I think
It would
Tom would
answer so
mix
many
in the
questions.
wrestling.
Yeah, no, he would. Well, he'd have to.
Mm.
But it would also show how complete Tom's striking is
Yeah.
against someone as well versed, as Cyril Gane, who has just proven that they can dance around and look like they are fighting 2 weight classes below.
Both those guys though, they're both like they're both like welterweights. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, welterweights.
I'm going Walter.
You can go.
You go
lighter.
middle. I'm going
Yeah.
Walter White. Walter White.
Mm.
Should we move on again? Another really good fight we are predicting or posing to the UFC brass. Jack Della Maddalena versus Gilbert Burns. Now,
It's a big test. That is a big jumping competition for him, but
jumping competition.
it is.
Well, like jumping competition.
No,
Like long
jump in competition.
Ah, right.
He's jumping from someone like Kevin Holland,
KH.
all the way up to Gilbert Burns.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it is a big jump. But I think he needs that, and I think he deserves that.
No, I think he deserves it too. Don't get me wrong. I'm
Mm.
not saying that he can't handle it. I'm not saying that he can't.
He can
But-
handle himself.
He can. So, and Gilbert Burns is one of those guys that we've seen will take these fights against these up and coming guys. I mean, we saw it against Khamzat Chimaev when no one wanted to fight him. Not that this is the case now with Jack. I mean, I'm sure a few people would be willing to fight him. He hasn't really shown too much. Like he's very, very, very well versed in terms
Yeah.
of boxing.
Talented
oh my god,
guy.
his boxing is phenomenal.
Mm.
But have we seen him tested in other areas? Not so much.
We've seen him do well on the ground. He's got a couple submissions, but we've never seen him against someone who is as good as Gilbert Burns on the ground.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
A world champion jiu-jitsu.
Third degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. It's no, he's never faced that kind of ground prowess before. And setting him up against Burns, if he beats Burns, he's maybe only one fight away from
He's
a
right in
title.
there. Yeah.
Right in there. And then again, if Burns can win, that puts him back in the mix for let's maybe look at a title eliminator
Yeah.
and try and get him back in if he still wants it like he used to.
Yeah.
I'd love to. That would be one of my favorite fights. Like we said, that's kind of an early shout for probably fight of the night. 2 durable guys with great hands, great power, and with great power comes great responsibility.
Yep.
So my cat's just entered the room.
Good visitor.
Hello.
Yeah,
How you
I think
doing?
that's a good. I think that's a good breakdown.
Should we move to the next one again?
Yeah,
Should we
I
jump
think
in?
I'm going to take a quick little break.
Okay.
If we can, just because Jamie, if you're still listening, which you're not, it's a lovely beer, mate, and I think I
think?
want to get another one of these.
You really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we've got a little bit more to talk about, and I've run out.
You really like it, don't you?
And
You're going to be shocked by my
I
answer.
want to keep shipping away.
Okay.
Do you want another one?
Yeah. Bring. Get one through. All right, guys.
We'll
We'll
be
take a
right
break.
back.
We'll be right back.
Bang.
And we are back.
Yeah, I just want to quickly say that's the first time cracked a second one.
It is.
I mean, but I'm just enjoying it.
Jackson's an alcoholic, basically. As you can tell by last week's Saturday show, he's always hungover.
I'm not hungover at all today.
Yeah, that's
I'm
good.
feeling fresh.
I'm a little bit hungover.
My eyes are sore. Like people at home might not know this. Like my complexion on camera looks phenomenal. I know. I've been told. I've been complimented.
Have you actually?
I know. Like, yeah, people come up to me all the time in the street. They're like, "You're that Combat Corner guy.
Wanna
You
take a
look
picture?"
really good on camera." I'm like, I know. But what they don't understand is it's from these lights that we have pointed at us. We spent about $6,500 on lighting for our studio. As you can see, we've got a really top of the line setup.
Cost a lot.
So about $6,500 on lighting,
Yeah.
and mate, they're pretty strenuous on the eyes.
They are. They do the job. But I look quite pale, actually.
Yeah.
You look like yellow.
No,
Well,
I've
like
been told that I have phenomenal complexion.
phenomenal skin. I've been told that I've got a great fashion sense.
I put the lotion on. You wear a football top in every episode.
Exactly.
And
You're
people
looking
have
good today.
complimented you
Look,
on
you
it.
got the
Thank
yellow.
you.
It matches.
Do you know
well.
how much would you say this shirt cost me?
$2?
Fuck. Yeah, it's $2. It was $2
from an op shop.
Thank you. Yeah. No, but I was stoked with this. I walked
It's
in
pretty cool.
and I saw it from across the room, about a good 25 meters away, and I was like, I'm gonna pick out that yellow shirt. That's gonna be me.
He sprinted over there and argued with the
I like bowled over at least 3 people who were
old
there with their
ladies.
families. Yeah, it was had to be done.
It did. No, it's a good shirt.
But I got a shirt.
nice,
I got a story.
It's a nice little thing you got going on.
Got a shirt and a story.
And
I got a shirt and I got a story.
And when you get a story and a shirt, you can't really beat that. Should we get back into the fights?
Yeah.
So we talked about Burns, Della Maddalena. I just wanted to mention the backup fighter for that would be Kevin Holland, because why not?
Because he did lose. It wasn't.
It was close, but the fight was a bit average.
It was a bit of a snooze fest. But I mean, that was the fight that we wanted to make, wasn't it? Until we kind of realized that Jack had just beat Kevin Holland.
Yep.
And it kind of makes more sense to give him a shot against someone in that top round. But that fight stylistically between Kevin Holland and Gilbert Burns, it gives you a bit of the shake.
It gives you the tingles. Really does. That would be a crazy fight, but yeah, Jack deserves it obviously over.
He does. But Kevin has shown that when he turns it on, he is on.
He's good, man.
Like
when he's on, he's on.
Yeah.
When he's off, he's off. But he's usually on. Like he's usually all his fights are entertaining. He wants to go. He doesn't care about the belt. He wants to go in there and entertain.
And like we said last week,
funny.
He could easily be there, ranked number 6 right now.
Yeah, he could if he just won.
If he just won his last 2 fights, which that's the thing. But he could have won his last 2 fights.
He could have done. Yeah.
Like you said against about Jalen Turner and his fight against Dan Hooker, he could have won that fight. Kevin Holland could have done the same thing. He could have taken Stephen Wonderboy Thompson down. That would have dealt with that. And we knew that he could have done that. Stephen knew that he could have done that. He still didn't do it
that he could have
because they had a handshake deal about it.
Yeah.
Speaking
they
of,
shook each other. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Cody versus Merab. Corey Sandhagen versus Merab Dvalishvili. What can you say it? Kibi Bradrazili.
Merab
Dvalishvili.
Dvalishvili. Yeah.
Merab versus Corey. We think that this is a great title eliminator. Obviously, the belt is on the line in February.
Yeah.
March.
Look, let's be honest. Both of these guys, either of these guys,
they deserve
a shot at the belt over Cheeto.
They do. I don't, even if Corey wasn't injured, I still don't think it would have been given to him. It was always going to go to Cheeto.
Yeah.
And there is an interesting story there, don't get me wrong, but
not really.
Let's be honest.
I mean, Sean lost his fight. His only loss, because it was a loss.
It was.
I understand what he's saying. I understand what he's saying. But he was put in a position where he couldn't win.
Yeah.
That's a loss.
It is a loss.
Whether it's a fluke or not.
He did lose.
A loss.
You're right.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Whether or not I, knew that Rebus was going to get a 3rd round knockout last weekend or not. Either way, you understood it was your loss to take. I won the verdict picks. I was better last week.
But I kind of did win because I told you to put the XP on it.
Either
so that's
way,
my XP.
You're the one with the loss on your record, aren't you?
I am a purple belt on that app.
You're the one walking around with...
What belt do you have?
Doesn't matter. I still won. Here's what I'm saying. Actually, I forgot what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know what you...
Who are we talking about?
Corey versus Merab. Yeah, what are you talking about?
No.
I actually have no idea where that came from. Corey versus Merab. You were talking about Sean losing.
Yeah, Sean losing to Cheeto Vera. It was a loss.
It was a loss.
Okay? I understand that he says that his toe, Cheeto's toe, hit his perennial nerve.
Yeah, which is true.
Shutting off his leg. Therefore, he couldn't use his foot. Therefore, he was put to the ground and pounded out because he couldn't use his leg.
Pounded out.
Well, he was. It was.
Yeah, he was.
It was a victory on the ground.
It was a victory on the ground.
So,
right.
Have some ground skills.
Yeah, he did lose that fight. It was a weird one for sure, but he did lose. But that's why
I'm a big Sean O'Malley fan as well.
Right?
Don't get me wrong, but he lost the fight, and it's cringy every time in the octagon when he's standing there and Bruce Buffer's like holding a record of whatever and one loss, and Sean's like
when he does this,
like he's like, whoa, 0. He like puts a 0. Yeah, I can do that. No, I actually can't. That looks weird. For people at home, Kobe's doing some strange reference to
Look up Deli Alley eye face thing.
I think it's
Celebration.
some satanic
Can you do it? Like, try.
ritualist cult
See if you can
of
do it.
sorts. I'm not trying that on a podcast where we talk about stuff. I'm not doing movements with my hands
That's
for
fine.
people to listen to on
Should we get back
Spotify.
to the actual fight? We're not even talking about this fight, are we? Title eliminator. Corey Sandhagen versus Merab Dvalishvili. As a title eliminator, whoever
5 rounds.
yeah. Make it 5 rounds. Henry Cejudo will be the backup fighter. Not officially, but if one of them gets injured, chuck him in.
Mhm.
And have that as the title eliminator. Great fight. Styles clash here. Corey's much more of a technical striker. He obviously has Merab on the feet. But Merab's absolutely doggish
He's a dog.
takedown mentality. He is insane with those takedowns, you know?
He's a dog.
He's going to take him down at some point, but we've seen Corey wrestle, and Corey is a really good wrestler. Obviously, that's how he won his fight against Rob Font.
Yeah.
And he's got some really good jiu-jitsu on the ground as well. So if he did get taken
He
down,
does.
he does.
Yes.
And he's really improved since his
Really improved.
loss to Sterling back in the day.
When he got choked out in a minute.
When he got chalked out.
Chalked out in a
And
minute.
look, I think he beat
By the
TJ
back.
Dillashaw. I thought he beat TJ Dillashaw 3 rounds to 2, 4-1 maybe. It's a shame that he didn't get that win, in my opinion. That one against Jan, super close, but he did lose that. But super close, and I think he stepped in on very short notice for that.
Yeah. He's had some good fights, and he's shown that he does belong in that top.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He
Corey Sandhagen belongs in the top 5.
he does, and he'll always be there.
He should, like, he is at the point of his career now where he should be just on the verge constantly of fighting for a belt. That's where he belongs. Because, yeah, no matter who you put him up against in the top 5 or 6 or whatever, he's going to make it difficult for them.
Yeah, there's going to be a good chance he wins against anyone.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a coin toss with him and any of the guys in the top 5. And that is because the title's already booked, this seems like the obvious match to make, right? We want to know who's going to fight for the title next. Corey and Merab, it's one of those two.
Bantamweight is such an exciting division as
God,
well.
yeah, absolutely. Man.
Oh my gosh, I've said it so many times before, but
He's
I will
always
say
saying
it again. Everyone in that top 10 could be one fight away from a belt,
Yeah,
man. And
100%.
there's
Hundy
no
P.
other division like
Hundy
that
P.
right now.
Mm.
There isn't.
No, there isn't.
It's
Absolutely. No,
so
I agree.
dynamic. There's so many different styles. There's so many different
Yeah,
personalities.
you got a bunch of up and coming guys. There's always seems to be a new guy as well that's, this guy just came in and looks like an absolute world beater.
Yeah.
You got Nurmagomedov who's coming up, or everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you, Joe Rogan.
You've got all these guys, and I really think that there's a bunch of guys in there. It's tough. I can't believe Sean has the belt. That's
Yeah.
insane. Like, it's a Shark Tank, and
King
he
of
got
the
the
little
belt.
men. Yes.
King of the little men. Your wife with your husband. So yeah, that would be a good fight. We talk some shit, man. We talk some apps. We just go on like little weird like things where we just keep
Where?
talking.
Where do we go?
You know what I mean? Like we go on these little like. Look, we're doing it again
I'm
now.
gonna sing some copyrighted music. I'm going to sing some copyrighted music on the podcast.
Oh.
I'm going to sing some copyrighted music on the podcast.
My name
Hey,
is
Spotify.
Skrillex.
Hey, YouTube. Copyright ban us. I dare you.
Let's move on. Holloway versus Gaethje.
The
BMF
main event.
belt, main event of our made-up card.
You
301.
said it first. You said it before saying the main event.
I'm sorry.
You announced the fight. You Ariel Hawani'd the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Combat Corner. So, main event of our little card that we made up. Like I said just
Make
before.
it sound so gay.
Our little card that we made up.
made up. Little thing.
Our little thing we're doing.
Little card we made up.
So, the main event will be
Max
Holloway, Justin,
Holloway versus
Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje.
Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje.
Mhm.
And we want a BMF belt on the line.
Boom.
This has been talked about a little bit, and I really think it's a logical thing to do. I think Holloway should give it another go at 155.
It excites me, man.
It does, but I think if this fight was to happen, I think it's the first time we see Holloway knocked down, and I think it's the first time we see Holloway finished.
Yikes.
Do you think so?
I mean, it's coming.
It kind of has to happen.
I'm coming.
I'm coming.
Thank you, Yuri. But no,
Thank you. Yuri.
look, Holloway can there's one there. Oh my god, if he goes out on his sword and he still hasn't been knocked down or knocked out, that is incredible.
Yeah, epic.
But if he does decide to go to 155 and finish off his career there, then the likes of Justin Gaethje, then the likes of Michael Chandler, then the likes of
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor, like these are the guys that he'll be up against, and these guys all they've
got much more
they're gonna
power than
spark you
anyone
out,
he'll
man.
face.
Yeah.
Well, he's faced some heavy hitters at 145,
Yeah.
for sure.
And we've seen him go the distance with
DP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a slugfest,
That
man.
was.
That was a
And he had
banger of a
moments in that fight.
If you haven't seen that fight, you need to watch that fight.
Yeah.
That is
In
incredible.
fact, that whole card, that fight was the main event, and then the co-main was Izzy versus Gastelum.
Yeah.
That was an amazing fight too.
Another just scrap of the ages. But getting back
Absolutely.
to it, yeah, there's no way Holloway finishes his career at lightweight, still fighting top level guys, and doesn't get knocked down
at
or
least.
out.
Yeah.
Um,
And Gaethje's the guy, you know.
Gaethje's the guy to do it.
Gaethje's a criminal, man. No, he's not actually, but Gaethje is a dog in there, man. Like what he did to Poirier last time out.
Oh my goodness. I was in
Excuse
shock.
me.
I was in shock.
And the only way I
And then
see
I got into
Holloway
a whole lot
winning,
of arguments on Twitter about who
Oh,
won
yeah.
the first round. But either way, Gaethje won the fight.
he
That's
did.
that's the more impressive
he
thing.
definitely won that fight by knockout,
Yeah, by head kick.
head kick knockout.
Oh, head kicking
What a kick,
Dustin KO, Dustin
Dustin
Poirier.
KO.
Dustin KO. KOing Dustin Poirier with a head kick is just so impressive on so many levels. It was just
Yeah,
unbelievable.
and he's not known for his kicks. He's known for
No,
his
he's known for
punching.
he's known for his kicks.
Gaethje. Oh, leg kicks, yeah.
Yeah,
but not
yeah.
not up top.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what made it so perfect.
And he said he did that on the fly. That wasn't something they really discussed.
No.
He'd thrown a couple head kicks in training and he'd had success.
Perfect.
It's like, you know what?
You're known for throwing leg kicks, and you're in there against one of the best dirty boxers that you can be in there against. Like I would say, Dustin Poirier is probably one of the best dirty boxer styles.
Yeah.
In the UFC.
He's got a hell of a chin as well.
He's got a hell of a chin, and it was perfect, man.
Mm.
The guy that goes in there and chops everyone's legs up, and he just switches it up just cause. Yeah, it just connected so perfectly. It was incredible.
Mm.
But Holloway versus Gaethje, which is
BMF
what we
belt
want to be more talking about.
on the line.
Yeah, I mean
That's a great card.
Holloway has proven that he is a bad motherfucker, and that is the guys that you need to put in there. Like you can't just put anyone in to fight for this belt.
Mm.
It's not fair. It shouldn't work like that, and I hope it never does. But Max Holloway
He fights anyone,
he fights
anywhere,
anyone.
anytime.
He has taken the most significant strikes in UFC history. Has he dealt out the most significant strikes in UFC history?
It's got to be close. He's been in there for a long time. It could. Yeah, I think it. I know in that fight against
Kelvin
Cater, he that was the most strikes landed, I think, in a 5-round fight
the
ever.
best boxer in the
That's
UFC.
so sick. Whenever that clip comes up, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this
Yeah.
guy's cool.
Oh,
He's so cool. Chevy Malibu, cool car.
Max Holloway.
Max Holloway, cool fighter. So yeah, Max Holloway versus Justine Gaethje for the BMF belt would be our headliner. Please
Another
let us know what you think
5-rounder.
about this card, by the way, and any changes you might want to make.
So
We're not gonna get any comments,
We've
are
got
we?
2 5-round fights.
Yeah, we
the
do.
co-main and the main, both 5 rounds. Neither of them have real belts on the line. There are so many consequences on this card for up-and-coming fighters, for title contenders, for future title contenders.
There is.
It answers so many
stuff.
questions.
It does, and this would really set up the new 300 card era. You know, we'll take 300, take it or leave it. Probably have Conor McGregor as the fucking thing, and then move into the new era and slap on this banger.
The landscape
sort out
has
some stuff.
changed so much recently.
Yeah, it has.
There is only 1 or 2 title holders that have been title holders for more than 18 months at the moment.
Yeah.
Everything else has changed. Heavyweight division, light heavyweight division, middleweight division, welterweight division, like it's all changed.
Mhm.
And I think there's still a lot more, like we've said, a lot more ironing out to do.
Mm.
So yeah, 300, 301. The next year is going to be very exciting to see a lot of questions answered. There's a lot of log jams.
There is.
So there is a lot. I think there is a couple of these fights that we might actually see
Yeah,
taking place.
I think so too.
Hey guys, thank you very much for watching this short episode of Combat Corner.
If you like what you see, we've got lots of long form content below and lots of other videos like this. So feel free to go along and check it out. We really appreciate all your support. Thanks again for watching.
Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, comment, share it around. Have a good day.
Peace.